Hey folks, welcome to my garden. Come on in. Carmen here from Urban Farm School with Verge Permaculture. So today we're talking about utilizing space effectively in an urban permaculture garden. So I wanted to show you some of the strategies that we've employed here in this side garden. And so come on in, and I'm just going to let this close. So in this part of the yard, we used to have a small greenhouse in this location, but these trees behind me were basically just crowding out half the greenhouse. There just wasn't enough sunlight resources. So we're starting to reimagine this area. And so we had some soil here, obviously, from the greenhouse, which we basically left in place and just tried to create a little more welcoming entry. But one of the challenges to this whole side garden is the amount of heat that it receives. Now, it's actually an area that only receives about 5 hours of sunlight a day, but we wanted to optimize the use of that, but also pay attention to how hot it gets in here. Now, I live in a flat-roofed house in Zone 3 in Calgary, Alberta, and this part of the house, which is basically our family room, gets really, really hot, and that's partly due to the fact that we have a flat roof. So you can imagine the amount of sunlight that comes in through these large windows here. And so one of our strategies is we just last year built this lovely, very modern grape arbor. And we've got our grape plants ready to go in. They'll be going in this week. And we're going to allow those to grow up and over this little grape arbor to shade out some sun from these windows. So another reason why it gets so hot here and why we're able to grow so much in this area that receives actually a very short amount of sun during the day is because the sunlight bounces off these windows and creates these real hot spots. Now that can be a great resource, or it can be a limiting resource. So last year we took down all of the trellis work from the side of the house in order to repaint the stucco. What that meant is that by not putting that back up, we have this incredibly reflective wall. What that resulted in for us, we observed last year when we grew our corn in this location, was that the amount of light that it was receiving through reflective surfaces actually caused that corn to grow up really, really quickly, but with quite thin stems, quite thin stalks. So we noticed that if they got away a little bit further from this reflective wall, the stalks got sturdier and sturdier. So we're still in the observational phase about what that really means for any crops that are growing here. We don't want them to be weakened by having too much light reflection and growing too quickly. But we also would like to optimize the use of the solar resources in this area that only gets 5 hours of sunlight a day. So we're going to keep you posted. We're going to try corn again here this year and just see if we can tweak the spacing of the corn, or maybe it had something to do with the amount of nitrogen that was in this bed. We had clover in here the year before, so there could be a number of variables that we'll keep you posted on. But that's part of the fun of following the permaculture design process, is that you have plenty of opportunities to MacGyver things, to come up with solutions, to create opportunities out of challenges. So that's what we're definitely trying to do in this side yard. But it's really, really hot in here. And one of the other things is that we actually don't have very strong air movement through here. So one little strategy we came up with is, if you pan over to that gate again, Ben, you can see some little holes that were cut through. And we might end up putting more holes in there just to allow more airflow in this pretty hot area. So we need the gate to keep the rabbits and the deer out, but a little extra airflow isn't a bad idea either. So if you have any questions about some of the strategies we've employed here, please leave some comments in the comment section below, and we'll do our best to answer those for you. And it's a wonderful thing to share strategies with people. Permaculturists are really, really fantastic at sharing their failures as well as their successes. That's something that I really, really appreciate. So if you've had some real successes or some epic failures that you think would add value and help guide others, please share those with us. We'd love to hear from you. Take care, folks.